Hey guys, so this is going to be a quick review of the Eachine US65 Pro. So this is a classic tiny whoop style quad, and quite obviously it seems to be made by Happy Model, although it is branded Eachine. So let's take a closer look at this quad here, and especially at the box, because it does come with a lot of stuff which is interesting for beginners. So let's take a look at this overall package and what's inside. Alright, so obviously it does come with the quad in this box. We'll take a closer look at this one in a second. But then you do have a charger, pretty decent one. It's got GNB27 and these PH 2.0, I think it's how they're called, connectors. It can charge HV packs, so 4.3 volts or 4.2, and it can do 0.2 or 0.6 amps. You can power it through this AC adapter here. Works with a US or European plug here. It's got this little adapter, or you can power it through 12 volts on this XT, up to 12 volts on this XT60 here. You cannot power it through USB. This is a 5 volt power out, but that's actually a pretty decent charger, especially since you can charge 6 batteries in parallel. Then it does come with 4 batteries. So 250 milliamp hour 1S packs, HV packs, so you can charge it up to 4.3 volts. 4 of them. Since this usually runs on 2S, it's sort of equivalent to 2 batteries. And it's a bit annoying that it came with 1S batteries and runs best on 2S because you have to fill around with a lot of batteries. But so far it's okay. Not 100% sure about the quality of these packs. I charged all of them 2 or 3 times, and I think one of them already looks, which one was it? One of them already started to look sort of puffy. No, maybe not. Seems like it deflated already, but one of them already looked a bit puffy after flying. But now it seems to look okay again. But honestly, I don't think these are the highest quality batteries, but they're, overall they're okay. Then you do get a few spares here, props, this little adapter here. We'll get to what this is in a second. Little tool to remove the props. This tool is almost useless because this plastic, this metal is, I don't know what this is, but this is super soft. It bends immediately. This is almost useless. And then we do get, this is for the camera OSD menu for the Caddx. A little screwdriver here and a pretty decent manual how to operate this thing and how to set it up. All right, that's what's in the box. So it's almost, obviously except the controller and the goggles, you have everything you need to get started in here. All right, so the quad. Now, obviously this seems to be Happy Model stuff. This is, I think this is the Crazy Bee board. So this is the all-in-one board that's got a VTX, sometimes an SPI receiver. This one doesn't have a receiver, but everything is on this board basically. And the good thing is that this one doesn't have the SPI receiver. I have the FreeSky version, which does have an that is an XM Plus receiver here with the 2 antennas. That is very, very much better than an SPI receiver, the D8 SPI receivers, these integrated receivers, because they have basically no range. It will phase safe immediately if you're behind a tree or something, a few meters away. So the XM Plus does have a decent range for this, and I think most people will have some sort of FreeSky radio still. But on the other hand, this is also a little bit outdated now because we do have Express LRS, and there is a Happy Model board that does have integrated Express LRS. But I guess for now, not too many people adopted Express LRS yet, and will still have FreeSky. But keep in mind that this is not 100% future-proof, and that probably Express LRS will take over, and you will see these FreeSky receivers completely disappear from the market. I would guess probably in the next year. Now, other components, we have 14,000 kV motors, so this is quite low kV. Usually 1S would be between 19 and 2500, so this thing really runs best on 2S. It's 0802 motors, obviously I think Happy Model motors. And one nice thing is it does have a Caddx Ant, which for this size is pretty much the most decent camera you can find. So the image quality is actually pretty decent. But apart from that, that's a standard plastic whoop. It's got this hydro dip finish here. I don't know if I'm really digging it, but well, looks kind of nice from this angle because you have this American flag and there's also a German flag version. But I mean, if you flip this to the bottom, it looks really ugly, which is just, that's a problem with hydro dip. Looks pretty bad around here. So that's your quad setup. One more thing to talk about is 1S and 2S options, because as you can see, this does have a connector for 2S. So you'll basically plug in 2 batteries to run. As you can see, it doesn't run now with only 1 battery. You need to connect these 2 pins here in some way for it to run on 1S, and it doesn't come with something to connect them. There's no plug or something you could put in there. You'll have to build something yourself out of a spare GNB27 where you simply connect these 2 wires and plug it in. So I don't know why this is not included in the box. It's sort of a pity, but honestly it runs really well on 2S, so I only used it on 2S, but it's a bit, you need to plug in 2 batteries. Now you can see it's running, and then this battery bay here is made for 1S, not 2S, so this is dangling around here. Now to prevent this, they supplied this 3D printed part. You can put sort of, I suspect this is intended to be put on here like this, but as you can, this is sort of annoying. Now here we go, it works quite well like this. So the whole battery thing looks a bit improvised. It's not the best solution, but it sort of works okay. Obviously I would prefer that they include just decent 2S batteries and a battery bay that fits 2S batteries. That would just be better, because the thing is pretty low kV on 1S. It's really underpowered. I flew it mostly on 2S. Also, the extra weight seems to help a bit with handling and the extra power. So honestly, this is pretty much the best handling tiny whoop that I flew so far. And as you know, I'm very critical of these things usually and how they fly. I don't really like it, but this one honestly is really very much okay. The battery sag isn't as bad as it often is on 1S, so this is really sort of okay on 2S, and it was quite enjoyable flying. It's also not overpowered on 2S, so you can still fly indoors without any issue. And I would say really cool little whoop here. Alright, so I would say in conclusion, this is a nice little starter package for getting into tiny whoops or even getting into FPV. This is all the batteries, all the chargers, everything you need inside. It works quite well on FreeSky. It's got enough range, it's got enough VTX range, decent camera, proven sort of construction here, proven board. It usually runs well if you don't catch a bad one, but honestly, all of the crazy B boards I had so far worked fine. So overall, I would say this is quite nice. The only downside is keep in mind that these FreeSky receivers aren't super future-proof, and Express LRS will probably replace this. But for now, if you have a FreeSky radio, this is good enough. And also be aware that the whole 2S battery solution here, I would say, isn't the most most elegant solution I ever saw. So it's sometimes a bit annoying to mess around with 2 batteries and try to strap them underneath here. But overall, it's okay. It's not a huge deal breaker. Alright guys, hope you found this review useful. If you're interested in this product and want to help out my channel, check out the affiliate links down in the video description. And as usual, thanks for watching.